Heidi ho, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. It is June 25th. Right now it is 85 degrees and rising where I am. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you're a member, congratulations. Love you guys. If you're a mod and a Patreon, love you guys even more. Well, I shouldn't have said that. All right, love you guys just as much. All right, bad way to say it, but you guys know what I meant. All right. Oh my God. Oh my God. So there I was, minding my own business, and I happen to open up Discord, and one of my mods says, oh my God, you got to hear this. So I'm listening for about 5 minutes, and then I decide, oh my God, I'm going to go grab some boiled peanuts out of the fridge and sit down and put my feet up. And that's exactly what I did. Oh boy, there's a lot more that we don't know yet. But let me put it like this. The reason why I played the song in the beginning, the Jason Aldean song, because yes, everything he says is correct about a small town. But even more so, people don't realize how small this community is. And when I really mean that. There are people that I do not even like, that I will text them or hit them up on Twitter and let them know that somebody is this or somebody is that, or, you know, stay away from this person because of X, Y, and Z. And they say thank you. And the same thing happens to me. People text me that don't like me and will let me know what's going on or what's happening. Or this person said this. And they're not doing it for any other reason than just it's a very small community and we let each other know what's going on. We just do. So that's how it is old school. Then these new people came in and seem to think that they're smarter than the rest of us. They're smarter than the OGs. They have fake numbers. We know the likes are fake. I don't know about the views, but we absolutely know the likes are fake. So it's somebody that they know that's doing it, and they're not stopping it, which to me says a lot. So most of us in the old school drama know that these people are not what they claim to be. I've called it out. Dolly's called it out. The Truth has called it out. Some of us have called it out. But unfortunately, it falls on deaf ears because these people spend their time defaming other people to make themselves seem better. And a lot of times people fall for it. I don't know if they have Molly's people that were on YouTube. I don't know. I personally, though, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't understand why people enjoy listening to a bunch of people talk on a panel that have no clue what they're even talking about. They don't look at chat. I don't understand what people see in that. I don't. It's not a sub I would ever, like, it's just not enjoyable to me. Now, it's one thing if I'm like cleaning or I'm doing something, I get that. But even then, I don't know, I find it more enjoyable to watch or listen to like a podcast or listen to something better. Oh, to the person that just texted me, yeah, I know. And I don't know, I just don't find that enjoyable. I would rather listen to something like Sword and Scale or, you know, even a trial at that point. But that's just me. And I understand that other people find it enjoyable. Okay. I'm not going to hold it against them. But when I see blatant scamming, Dolly sees blatant scamming, The Truth sees blatant scamming, you know, we can't personally wring someone's neck and like put it against the wall. Like, why don't you see this? That's not our business to do. All we can do is speak about it, let people know about it, and leave it to you. But the problem is a lot of facts have not been let out. So people think they're doing the right thing. People think, oh, you know, they're this, they're that. And then you have the other half of people. I don't want to steer away from this yet. Then you have the other half of people, your Savages, your Shannons. Why aren't they calling these people out? That's what I want to know. Why are they scared to call these people out? Savage isn't even monetized anymore, so she can't be that afraid. I don't know why they're not calling Queen Bee out. Why aren't they calling anyone out for the bullshit? I don't get it. I just don't get it. If that was Dolly, if that was Betty, if that was me, if that was Marissa, they'd be calling it out from now until doomsday. But because it's Queen Bee, you don't want to call it out? I don't get it. Since when did the OG drama community become a bunch of pussies? Because that's what it seems like. They're all a bunch of pussies. They're only going after people that pretty much ignore them because they're that irrelevant. But if they want to be, you know, do right little, Mr., you know, Mrs. Do Right Littles, then call these motherfuckers out. I know you guys see the scam, but yet nobody's saying a word. The only reason why nobody would say a word is they don't want to lose subs. But I thought they're not here for that. I thought they're only here to, you know, preach the good word. Carry God's word. That's what they say. I hear them say it all the time. That they're only here to get rid of the tragedy pimps. But the biggest tragedy pimps are right under them and they don't say a word. Not one word. Why? Why aren't they saying anything? I really do want to know that answer. Pirate, Savage, Shannon, why aren't you saying anything? Again, I've seen you guys yell at people for a hell of a lot less. A hell of a lot less. But yet, Queen Bee on a pedestal, you're okay with. Same thing with Jenny Jen. But all of a sudden, Queen Bee is so much on a pedestal that nobody's going to call her out? Get the fuck out of here. I feel like literally, me and Dolly are the two biggest ones calling her out every day. Just hoping that people start to listen. They would have listened to JLR without prejudice, think things would be different. No one listens. They let their hate get in the way. They don't even know why they hate Whistledown. That's the funniest part. But I knew, and Dolly knew, and the truth knew, a lot of people knew and know that they are scamming and they are dirty. But there was never any proof of being dirty. We all knew it because really the ones that scream the loudest about being righteous are the worst ones. And we all know that. History repeats itself over and over and over. So just yesterday, good old Cappy said how, oh, Laura doesn't like being called out. Well, Cappy, I hear you're doxing in private. Is that not true? Because it sounds to me like if you guys lie about it, Voices is going to out you even further. And I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of people that are probably willing to pay Voices for those notes. Because that's how dirty some people are. And that's also how dirty, how badly people want to dethrone you and get you the fuck off this platform with your fake ass people. So, without further ado, let's listen to what I was eating boiled peanuts to. Bear with me. I recorded it just in case she deleted it. Or she pulled a Laura and blocked it, like I do.
I missed the spot, and I don't...
Alright. Without further ado, let's hear it from her own words. I try to skip over boring parts. Don't forget, I got to do morning twerk. Any super chats, get a morning twerk. That's what Fluffer's hair looks like right now, by the way. Krug's wifey, I am not saying no. You'll never hear me say no.
Washed one side. Alright, so here's the other thing I'm going to say. Here's what I don't appreciate. If anybody has a question as to why I walked away from the group of people that I was formerly hanging out with, you need to go back and watch Crimes and Fashions panel from like 12, 13, 14 days ago. Here's the deal.
Okay, let me say this to the person that texted me in big letters that said stop. You are not my fucking mother. You are not you're really not even a friend. Please don't tell me what the fuck to do or how to do it. Thank you. Or I will block you, just so you know.
I've always treated Ellie with respect. Always have I treated Ellie with respect. Actually was very fond of Ellie. Until Ellie laughed in my fucking face and then wants to come rolling into my chat and be like, "Hi, Voices, I miss you." What? So you can laugh in my fucking face again? Bitch, you didn't even apologize for what you did. And you think it's okay to come popping into chats wherever and saying, "Voices, I miss you," and Jonesin? Let's address your ass. I don't appreciate you telling me it's a community issue. Because you know what? It only affects the community if you guys make it affect the fucking community. My people know where to...
Oh no, it wasn't Voices that texted me. It was somebody else.
Find me on my goddamn channel. So don't make this a fucking community issue when it's your fucking issue because your ass watched the goddamn autopsy video. So don't be making this a Voices issue. You all watched that fucking video to disrespect that family. And don't tell me it was because, well, Queen has a lawsuit, so she needed to watch it before she spoke on it. No, bitch! She knew that speaking on it would bring the goddamn dollars, and so she tragedy pimped it by proxy. Y'all are a bunch of tragedy pimps by proxy. And I don't do tragedy pimps. So fuck you all. That's how I feel about you. There you go, William. There's my car rant.
Oh, there's a lot more than that. Oh, that's why. So Voice came in and said she was striking me. Well, then I guess we're just going to stop every few minutes.
There you go. There's my morning car rant.
Now, let me also add, we knew this was true. When I say we, I mean like me, Dolly, we all knew it was true, but we couldn't prove it. None of us were inside to prove it. I did turn the volume down.
Make you laugh there? So there's my car rant. I think they're all fucking gross. And it took me a long time to realize that what it was tragedy pimping by proxy. And it makes them no better than Zav Girl.
Okay, Zav Girl's not a tragedy pimp at all. You can't put true crime in the same category as tragedy pimps. Tragedy pimps is what Queen Bee does. That's a true tragedy pimp. What Bailey Sarian does is no different than what Zav Girl does. It just one does live and one does uploads. It's the same thing. Every single person in true crime makes money on cases. That's just fact. And what they did was not by proxy. She is a tragedy pimp.
Makes them no better than anyone else. God, I'm really glad I stopped. That would have been one hell of a fucking boom.
Oh, bullshit exposed. Bullshit.
Ellie's done made me so mad. She go back and watch Crimes and Fashion. She fucking laughed in my face. And then thinks that she can just come in and say, oh, Voices, we miss you. And then Joneson puts it on my fucking shoulders that it's a community issue. No. Telling me that it sucks because it affects the community? No. It only affects the community because I'm not over there filling 8 hours a day of my time on somebody else's panel. That's the only reason it sucks. Disrespectful fucking cunts. Ugh. All of them. All of them. So I'll stay over here. You're driving.
And I agree with you. The Voices is not exactly credible, and she does lie a lot. But even liars tell the truth. And I know Voices well enough that there may be stuff she's lying about, not everything. Because again, we all knew this was true. We just didn't have the proof. And she doesn't know that we knew it was true. Hey, Debbie.
Too? Yay, we'll drive into work together, car. I'm headed to the hospital. Care plan conference. So no, I decided.
And that's another thing. She was on the panel every single day for 8 to 10 hours. Every day. Carrying it while Queen Bee was nowhere in sight.
Got nothing for any of them. Stay over here. I'll do my own fucking thing on my own fucking channel. Don't care. They can say whatever they want to say about me. They can call me everything but a decent human being. Don't give two fucks.
Hey, I have a question, by the way, though. For all the people that keep saying that Voices is uncredible, you didn't think she was so uncredible when she was on Queen Bee's panel. Hey, Yarn, you didn't scream how she was not credible then. Then she was credible, but now that she's turned against them, now all of a sudden you are calling her as not credible? Which is it? Because you really can't have it both ways. Because, again, when she was on Queen Bee's panel, everybody said how credible she was. You ran with every lie she ever told, especially about me. You never even questioned it. But now that she's against the Hive, now all of a sudden she's not credible. Get the fuck out of here. Of course not, Leslie. She can't even do a damn fundraiser. Either can burn toast.
Don't care. My money is not made off of the backs of pimping tragedies and pimping them by proxy. Because you know what? Ain't nobody. Listen, you want to know my biggest problem with all this shit? So let's just go ahead and break it down. Well, you go right ahead, Fel Mel. You go right ahead and you go after her if Ellie has the balls to walk in here today. I don't think she will. She doesn't seem to be much of a confrontational person. She's kind of a sissy that way, in my opinion. Here's my biggest problem. Anybody that's making money off calling somebody out, that's a tragedy pimp by proxy.
No, that's just a tragedy pimp. I rarely ever commented when she was on panel. Believe me, I know. But again, a lot of these people had no problem with her on Queen Bee's panel. Whenever Voices was on panel, Queen Bee had 600, 700, 800 people in there, with Voices doing most of the talking. So I really don't want to hear how you all thought she was so not credible, but you all sat there and listened to Voices speak for 8 to 10 hours a day. Just stop.
Because you are still pimping it. I'm seeing no donations being made into any charitable giving. I'm seeing no givebacks, and I'm quite frankly over it. My ass is out here. We ain't the same, you guys. We ain't the same. My ass is out here working to get news interviews, doing parades, doing anything that I can to get a spotlight on my local missing. Yep, a ghost, and like I said, I'm not for everybody. So if you have blind loyalty for somebody else, like, this probably isn't going to be the channel for you. I don't give two shits. Because at the end of the day, I can close my laptop and I'm secure in who I am and what I'm about. I'm trying to figure out the way to say this without sounding like a great big...
Yeah, but she had to. You have to understand that. She absolutely had to. She had no choice. Without Voices, she wouldn't have even been live half the time, because Voices carried her the entire time.
Fat asshole, but there is no way to not sound like an asshole. So here's what I'm just going to say. You know what? If you're a fucking felon, you have no right to call anybody out on the streets. You know why? You know why? You can't serve on a fucking jury and be a jury of somebody's peer. You've lost that right. So why don't y'all that are doing this, thinking that you're some hot shit, why don't you sit down and let the people that actually have the ability, let them do it?
And she is 100% right. 100% right. If you are a fucking felon and you can't even sit on a jury, who the hell are you to call anybody out? I agree with her tenfold on that. 150%.
Identify right. If you identify with it and you attach to it, you fucking sit on it. You sit on it and you bounce up and down on it. Because nope. You lost your fucking rights. You can't serve on a jury of the peers, so what makes you think that you're the peer out on this goddamn street to call anybody out? Good morning, Kim. Totally is not what I planned on doing in my little car talk today. But welcome to the angriest TED Talk you'll see this morning driving down the roads of Wyoming.
Sharon, I don't think this is the place for you. I really don't. I think you belong back over at Queen Bee's. I'm not going to read your comments anymore. You're going to have to pay me like everybody else for me to acknowledge you. but I really don't think this chat is the place for you.
Sorry, I'm yelling, Coco. I guess I don't need to be going 87 miles an hour either.
Amen, Janie. Imagine if Gannett Stark's mom found out Queen was emailing people the pictures of her son's autopsy because Queen didn't want people giving Zav money to see them. Amen.
72 will work. Oh, look at that. There's the highway patrolman. And I'm really glad that I let off on that gas pedal. I've been doing good. Yeah. So I'm just, like, if you identify with this statement, if you identify with what I said, then sit on it. Bounce up and down a few times till you get happy. Because I'm not kidding. Now I slowed right down. Cruise control set. So I'm not up for this shit. I'm not doing it. I want no part of it. I don't see anybody else out here on these goddamn streets that seem to think that they're willing to go contact families and get into all their mess, but they're not willing to do anything else to help them out. Oh yeah, I'll exploit them. I'll let them up on my panel. I'll let them cry. I'll put it out for all the world to see. And you know what? You viewers fucking suck. Anybody that's sending super chats for that kind of shit, you are part of the problem.
She sure is. Damn right. Me and Dolly been saying that forever.
This is all a viewer issue. Y'all are the problem. The creators are bad, but y'all contribute to it because you feel like you need to be part of something. My God, get a backbone, people. We're adults. It's okay. Not everybody has to like you. But this is a viewer problem. If you're throwing money at it, and I'm not just saying, I'm saying all the way across the board. If you got a creator like Crappy Lycan, well, there you go, Jason, or Joanne. Sorry, I'm trying to drive and I've got my phone farther away than normal. Yes, I'm over it. I am over it, I'm over it, I'm over it. I don't want to be around anybody.
Janie dropping some truth bombs. Burnt Toast and other creators sending their unsuspecting subs over to Queen Bee to be scammed. What a joke.
Like that. And Ellie, if you fucking made fun of people with mental illness, oh my God, you're even worse. You are a chlamydia-riddled koala. You fucking gross-ass bitch.
Please don't pick on the koala bears. It's not their fault they can get chlamydia.
So judgmental. Allegedly, in my opinion, a puppet telling others to get, oh, just me, that's rich coming out of your fucking ass. Oh, I'm deleting my channel. I can't do YouTube. Get out of here, just me.
Oh, did I not read that? Oh yeah, she's donating to Queen Bee and everything. Janie said, one creator I think maybe seeing Queen for who she is nonsense on the web. She probably won't say anything yet, but I'm sure she's seeing the scams and the constant lies from Queen. Stop promoting her. Yeah, I don't like nonsense either, though.
Oh, she was laughing about me? When was that, Mel? See, I don't watch them. I seriously don't watch them. Wow, just me, that's real fucking rich out of your ass. Why don't you go take some... Never mind. See, I don't watch that either.
And that is, hey, Bridget, that is exactly right, Erica. What is done in the dark will always come to light. Janie, literally sending people over on your good word to help fund ridiculous lawsuits and countersuits. Exactly. When at the bottom, at the end of the day, all she had to do was stop talking about Betty. And all her money all her subs money could have been saved. But most people don't care about their subs. That's the problem. And I have been screaming this from the fucking rooftops and nobody listens. So when they get scammed, it's on them. And that's how I feel. I agree, Janie. I've said that too.
I want nothing to do with those people. Want nothing to do with those people. Laughing about my mental health or my mental illness. Wow, Ellie, you really are a cunt. You got some fucking nerve. You really are a cunt.
Okay, more breaking news. This was just sent to me. I don't know whose chat it was in, but a Firefly said, can somebody please look into Toasty's buddy, Dragonaut the Groomer, who used to take applications from subs in Discord to fly him out for sex. He was on Queen's panel trying to grift her subs recently. Interesting. Thanks, Firefly.
Oh no, Sofo. Your friends are sucky ass people. Unbelievable.
Oh, it was in my chat? See, I don't even see Firefly. I must have them blocked. I'm looking at chat. I didn't even see it. Hey, Anita. Anita in the house.
Trash ass bitch. Apparently everybody needs to go watch Jones's chicken stream from last night because Ellie had some nice things to say about my mental health. That takes balls, Ellie. Unbelievable. Whatever. And this is why Voices will be staying home.
There's Firefly. You're welcome. Toasty's day is coming. Look at Jules tells DV victims to get hit with bricks. That's another one of BT's besties. Jules tells DV... Is that like a video or a name of someone's channel? Why would you tell any DV victim to get hit with bricks? That's crazy. The fuck? Oh, I knew Toasty wasn't innocent. I know she's shady too. Firefly, that's what I've been saying from day one. From day one. I'm not in the car, Yarn. I'm sitting in my house.
My sandbox is mine. At least I know the toys in it. At least I know the toys in it. At least I know where they're going to be. At least I know they're not going to be broken. Oh, God, MC.
And the best stuff is coming right up. Right up.
What was in there last night? That's great. Just great. So, not like
I would not block you, Krug's wifey.
you don't got enough things to pick at me on, so you want to pick at the one thing I can't control. Wow. You two are great people. Hey, Johnson, do you remember a private StreamYard where you called Queen a hypocrite? You said a whole bunch of things? Well, bitch, I took notes. You want me to out all those goddamn notes? Let people know how you feel about sitting in a private chat with 5 others? Queen.
Let me just say, I bet that Dolly would pay for those notes. I would guarantee Dolly would pay for those notes. Why don't you ask him, Voices? Tell him you got tons of notes, and I bet you he'll pay for them.
NorCal, please help me Facebook, Cappy, and you and your fucking doxing people. You fucking hypocritical cunts. Get the fuck out of here. You forget about that private StreamYard, Joneson? Where you said I just need to be away from Queen because I can't be a hypocrite. You remember that? I do. I took fucking notes.
Now, one thing I will say, she does take notes. I know this for a fact. That is one thing that she is not lying on. Voices takes notes. Whether she's in a private conversation, whether she's in a phone call, Voices will write down everything that's said. She's done it for me. She's done it for Marissa. That's how I know. She's not bullshitting. Oh, he already said he would pay for the notes? See? I haven't even spoke to him and I knew he'd pay for those notes.
Yeah. You want to know what they talked about? I'll tell you it all. All out everything I fucking know. Yeah, you bitches. Don't fuck with me. I already warned you guys. Yeah, I fucking took notes. Well, just know, you guys, Joneson's a fucking hypocrite. And your other people that you think are so high and mighty and don't dox, well, out of Joneson's own fucking mouth, said that they dox in their little private group chat where only 5 of them sit. So y'all enjoy that shit. I don't have. Yeah, give your money to your grandkids. Don't give them to some stupid ass lame YouTuber. They can't keep their fucking mouth shut because, oh, calling out people is what's good to do. Well, you got yourself a lawsuit for that. Why don't you sit down and keep your fucking mouth shut? Like a normal person would. Sorry.
See, and I can't argue with that because she is 100% right. Just keep your fucking mouth shut and say, okay, Betty, I'm not going to speak about you anymore, and move the fuck on. But she couldn't do it. So what does she care? It's everybody else's money. She don't give a fuck.
Honestly, this makes me feel better because it's been something I've been struggling with for over a week. I'm the one that's been sitting there keeping all the fucking dirties shut up because nobody wants to admit that they're all fucking dirty. Over it all. Might as well burn it down. Covered the place in gasoline. Anybody got any more matches? Oh, Grandma's doing great. Grandma's doing great. I'm headed over to her. I always lose you guys that a week at a different facility. That went into chats and tagged those two. I've completely avoided those two. I've avoided all of them.
I actually say that about everybody, Voodoo. I said that about Barnyard, about Molly. I've said it about all of them. They had no problem. I even say it about my own people. You had no problem sitting by anybody the whole time. But all of a sudden you leave and they're so dirty. But those of us that knew Voices knew this was coming. It was just a matter of time. And Queen Bee wasn't around long enough to know who Voices was or knew that this was going to happen. And if you leave, if you kick her out, she's going to take your ass down. I said it a year ago. But who listens to me? Nobody, because they fucking try to discredit me so bad. So then nobody listens to me. Meanwhile, I'm never wrong. I mean, I'm wrong, but not about this kind of shit. Yeah, I heard he left too, Joy. I heard he left over heels.
Quite frankly, haven't been in Queens, haven't been in Jonesins, go to Forgotten Whispers, go to Crimes and Fashions, Purple Phoenix, Kim and Crafton, Tarot with Trisha, my own channel. Pretty much my maybe a few others, Web Sleuth, Allegedly Innocent, but my circle got really fucking small. Really fucking small.
And for those of you that don't know, all these people are the true crime in the community. We have been saying that for well over a year. These people are the crimes in the community.
So, like I said, some of your favorite creators, just know they're human too, and they do dirty trash ass shit too behind the scenes. But that's not on me because I don't financially support them. That's on you guys. Probably one of the least supported financially creators out here, and every dime of it goes back into my assistance for anything going with my local missing.
Okay, that I don't believe either, but that's neither here nor there. It's not my money, so it don't matter. Speaking of, how come I haven't got one super chat or super sticker today? Come on, I want to do the, where's my twerk? We need some twerks. Nobody loves me today. But one thing I do want to say on a serious note, now I forgot. Oh my God. Oh. So I said this yesterday, but now that there's more people in here, I'm going to say it again. The reason why Queen Bee always gets a pass is because people are on her panel making it better. There's always 4 or 5 people on her panel that's explaining stuff to everybody else. So if she says something fucked up, which she does, no different than any of us, but she's got 4 or 5 people going, oh, well, I understand, Heels. This is what Queen meant. This is what this one meant. This is what this one meant. Oh, what Queen is saying is, I noticed it yesterday and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't have people on panel. Dolly ain't got people on panel.
Don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them, but they do it every time. I tell them there's a problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
Well, you still get a twerk, Shanna, for being a member. Whoop. Finally, I get to use the twerk. All right, thank you, Debbie. Get some twerking going. As soon as the song hits, we do some twerks. I love my little twerk girl. Thank you, Carolyn. Unblock you, I can't. We got lots of twerks coming. Thank you, Yarn. I have to get a double twerk for...
don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them, but they do it every time. I tell them there's a problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
Boop. Thank you, Sly Angel. You don't have to do it all at once.
Don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them, but they do it every time. I tell them there's a problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
Boop. All right.
Don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them, but they do it every time. I tell them there's a problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
There you go. You get twerk and the good stuff.
Don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them, but they do it every time. I tell them there's a problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
All right. I think we're up to date. I think. Okay. So she says stuff like we all say stuff. But she literally has Ellie and Cappy and that girl and Nunya to all explain away what she's trying to say. And it's such a weird dynamic. And that it hit me yesterday. I was like, that's why she gets a free pass. Because if she goes off the edge or she starts screaming, everybody else is explaining it in 4 different calming ways. And then all of a sudden, whatever she said made sense because 4 different opinions tell it in 4 different ways. And then you have all the ass kissing. So if you remove all of the people that explain it, she's no different than me, Betty, Molly, or anybody else that fucking goes off. But for some reason, all these people have to protect her. All these people have to, explain what she's trying to say. Thank you, Fayette. Have to explain what she's trying to say. And that's the difference. We don't need all these people to explain what we mean. But think about how different it would be. Like if I had 4 people on a panel at all times to just sit there and explain everything that is in my brain and everything that is coming out wrong. And all of a sudden, you guys have 4 people explaining what I meant. It makes a huge, huge difference. Huge difference. And that's what's happening over there. So people wonder why she gets a free pass. That's why. And that's really the only reason.
Don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them, but they do it every time. I tell them there's a problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
She can't carry her own. When she does her own, she stands on there for like 5 minutes. Literally. But that's why. I mean, Yarn, I say fucked up things sometimes. Imagine if everything that I said, you were able to come on panel and explain it. You were able to come on panel and let the audience know really what I was trying to say without reading between the lines. She's got 4 people doing that. That's a big, big difference in why people see you a certain way. Big difference. And I'm not downing her for it. I'm explaining it. That's why she gets a free pass.
So, me and the rest of them, we're not the same. Not the same at all. And I don't want to be put in the same category as them, ever. It really sucks.
Okay, for those of you that doubt me, let me go pull up a clip and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. And then maybe you'll get a brain and you'll say, oh wow, she's actually right. Amazing. So hold on, let me find that clip. And then you can kiss my twerking ass. Hold on. No, because it really hit me yesterday. I was like, oh, now I get it. But I guess you guys have to hear it to know what I'm talking about. Hold on. All right, I gotta find it.
I feel you breathing down the back of by Uni on your her name for right when Uni got called out for lying and acting like a fuck
camera. Stop being ridiculous. Nothing even remotely close to that was said, and Queen has every right to use her
right when Uni got called out for
been seeking
or suggesting things. It's misdirected anger.
Right. One or the other. Okay, so there you go. If it's not attention seeking, you had told you they were being accused of being should respond so that you here, let me go get the full fucking message.
And it's like we didn't even talk about her.
From somebody I do not know.
Let's see here. I want to go back. I want exactly what time it is. Your business with heels is your business with fucking heels. Sharing them, we can share them out. I mean, hey, yeah. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. I have no idea who this other messages all that you
Okay, we'll start around here. Now, mind you, Queen Bee is just being like Queen Bee. I'm not saying she did anything wrong. I'm saying listen to the dynamic and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Queen's mad. It has to do with Chronicles. She's mad, rightfully so. Hey, Jay. I don't know the whole story of what's going on, but what I'm saying is, in this particular clip, nobody did anything wrong. I'm not downing anybody, but listen to the dynamic and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And picture if these 3 were not up there with her.
Thought she was this person and what? And so what?
I'm confused too. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
What's the problem? I don't know. So last night, somebody came in the chat and asked what about the situation with that. And they said, didn't she get upset about it? Yes, she did. She did get upset about it. She asked why I didn't tell her. She came in here in the chat, put it in the chat and said that I didn't ask her or tell her that someone came to me and accused them of being Chronicles of the Shadies. I get messages all the fucking time. Why would I run straight to Chronicles of the Shady and tell her that some lady's in my fucking inbox on Twitter saying that JLR accused you or whoever of being...
Now, she's heated, rightfully so. Like, no big deal that she's heated about this. I get it.
This other person. What?
If anything, I would have done exactly what you did. Say absolutely nothing.
Yeah, why the fuck would why would I repeat that? There's no reason, first of all, to repeat that. Second of all, I don't know if it's a motherfucking troll or what the fuck's going on. I have no idea. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. I have no idea who this person is. I know that she's in my inbox on Twitter, but I don't trust anybody. I fucking do not trust anybody. So I have no idea who she is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Don't care to know. So let's read these real quick. Since Queen Bee said she was going to show my messages and even scheduled a live, here they are. No, actually, I said, if you want to, since you're already...
Now, I'm saying while they're not saying anything, Queen's heated. I don't even know the story, but I mean, I get heated. So that's my point, though. Just listen when they're quiet. She just keeps rambling. But then watch what happens.
Sharing them, we can share them out. I mean, hey, it is what it is. You've already shared them, so what's the point now?
That's what I don't get.
She's been, like I said, she's been up Uni's ass for a long time, and when he got called out, I knew she was going to be butthurt about it, but I didn't know it was going to go this fucking far. So anyhow, she goes, this is me not being super upset. What? And your little comments said that. You didn't let me know someone was being harassed.
So that's the only time she was mentioned. That's the only time, right? That she was mentioned at all.
Yeah,
because I saw somebody.
This person never mentioned her ever.
Somebody said she felt attacked last night, and it's like we didn't even talk about her. I was on last night. I missed the comment.
Any of the
somebody made the comment. I responded to it and said, yes, that's exactly how it went down. That's exactly how shit happened. She was upset about it. She did get mad about it. She was super upset. Yes, she was.
Okay.
And that was it.
That's it.
I was on panel.
I think that she's feeling heat from the whole heels thing because she's the kind of part of the root of it. You know what I mean? She found the audio.
Her issue with heels, that has nothing to do with me. I told
her.
No,
I know, but I'm saying that's what
did good.
Right. I get what you're saying.
And I did tell her I was going to go live. Yes, I sure did. She's invited to come up here. I keep an open panel. I keep the link pinned. I would love for her to come up here. Come up here and explain yourself because you obviously need attention, and I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. I am not out here hurting anyone or being disrespectful, but might have when someone sent a PayPal ever, not one fucking time. How it's not?
It's completely.
Can you tell me how it's not? We had a 5-hour live stream last night. 5 hours. She got mentioned one time by one person in the chat.
If it's not attention seeking, then it's misdirected anger.
Right. One or the other. Okay, so there you go. If it's not attention seeking.
Or combo.
It's like she's kind of taking it out on Queen because Queen's got a lot of people over here that come on the panel, so it'll get heard, like her feelings will be heard, right?
Now, if Queen was by herself, she wouldn't have addressed this comment like that, if she even addressed it. But here you have Cappy purposely mulling it over, being nice, explaining why this is wrong in a very calming way. And she feels like the community feels a certain type of way about her because she reposted a YouTube video.
I think a lot of people are grateful for Chronicles of the Shady. A lot of people are very grateful that she,
right.
I say doxed her out, but she didn't. She didn't. It wasn't a dox.
No, she just made a connection. That's all.
For her to put the voice and the fucking stuff out about heels. Yeah, I was like, whoa, I told her, congratulations, you did good. And I did. I sure did. I said, congratulations on that, doc. You did fucking good. You did damn good. We couldn't even find it. And we searched. But
she's getting backlash, I'm sure.
If you would have brought light.
You see now how they're all keep explaining it. They're all giving their opinions on it. And now the audience is starting to understand it because it's coming from 4 different people. There's not just Queen Bee who's pissed off right now for whatever reason. I don't know the story, but which would make her look worse if she had to do it by herself and she had all these people coming at her. But when you have all these people, explaining it, now all of a sudden it's a totally different dynamic.
To the, that whole, that text that you got and whatnot, that would have been worse. You know what I mean?
Right?
I feel like that would have been worse. I don't get it.
You can't address every little thing you get, Queen. It would be like you would be busy all day responding to people's emails, putting out fires. It's not your job. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's like the more growth you get on a platform, the more DMs and emails you're going to get requesting things, telling you things, being upset about things or suggesting things, a laundry list of things that that get sent to you.
You got to learn how to filter. And she probably just filtered that out just because why would I bring any attention to this?
Well, that's why, yesterday, Queen was saying, please stop sending me clips of people talking shit about me because it's I know it's out there, it's all the time, or I know what docs channels are out there. There's nothing.
The dynamic is Queen Bee's mad, whatever reason she's mad over, but she doesn't have to address it because all of these people are carrying her. All of these people are making it okay. All of these people are explaining to the audience what's going on. That's the dynamic I'm talking about. That's why she gets a free pass.
Nothing else that could be doxed at this point. Please stop sending it to me.
Right.
Because it riles her the fuck up, and there's no reason for it. You know what I mean?
Queen, how dare you tell everybody I don't live in a graveyard? I can't even believe you. I heard that you were going to show our messages to prove I live in a normal house and not a crypt. And I think I'm going to have to make some community posts now because I really thought I knew who you were, but I'm starting to see that you're attention-seeking, hypocritical bee.
Yeah, it's my place that I didn't tell her. And okay, so here she says, Peggy says, I would like to hear more of this in Mrs. Live if you go on panel. I would love for her to go on panel. Please go on panel and explain to me what the fuck it is you're so goddamn butthurt about. Your issue with fucking heels is your issue with heels. I have not said another motherfucking word to you about it.
Yeah, but it's underlying. I feel like it's an underlying thing.
I do too. I feel like that's first of all, she's had a vendetta since the shit with Uni, right? When Uni got called out for lying and acting like a fucking dumbass.
And again, she's mad for whatever reason. I have no idea what went on, why she's so mad. But the only thing, I'm not pointing out anyone in particular. I'm showing you guys the dynamic of this is why she gets a free pass. Because she's pissed off, rightfully so. I've gotten really pissed, but I got to handle it myself. I don't have a fucking panel of people doing my work while I can stir and be quiet so the audience stays happy. And that's what's happening.
And he came on here and did it in front of everybody. This was not behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. It was not behind the scenes. This was out here, out front, in front of everybody. He lied his ass off and made a fucking complete fool of himself. And I understand being mad. Trust me, I'm mad as fuck too that one of my friends made a complete fucking fool of themselves. I get it. I understand. But it doesn't have anything to do with you. And once I said what I said to you, I ain't said another motherfucking word to you about shit.
Let me say something. Let me piggyback off of what you just said right there. You are mad, embarrassed, hurt, a lot of feelings about what the fuck is going on right now with heels. Listen, it's easy for me to call out heels because we weren't friends like that. You guys were friends more so, and people need to be fucking aware of that.
We both didn't want to believe the shit happened. We both was upset. We both were wondering what the fuck was going on, and we wanted to hear it straight from her, not from you, not from anybody else, not from YouTube. We wanted to hear it straight from her fucking mouth.
Right. Super quick. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, Kit, you're up here.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to clarify because we have people in chat misleading things. Did you ask anybody to cam up, Queen?
No.
Never.
Did you ask anybody to dox themselves?
No.
Did you
I said was, how do we know Okay, first of all, how the fuck were we supposed to know anything about heels when we don't dox people over here? I'm not going to fucking say, Chronicles, you need to show your face. You need to dox yourself out. No.
And did you ask to be in the middle of all this bullshit?
Fuck no.
Okay, so people that are down in chat who think she's asking someone to dox themselves or go on camera, stop being ridiculous. Nothing even remotely close to that was said. And Queen has every right to use her panel and her channel to speak on how she's feeling about what's going on. So if it's really that big of a deal and you're going to fruit out, go ahead and just leave for now.
Right.
Well, right. And that's exactly what I was.
You guys see what I'm saying? If it was me or anyone else, we would have to answer all this by ourselves. We wouldn't have people cleaning up and sweeping it under the rug, and that's what I'm pointing out. I'm going to play another minute or two, and you guys will see it even more.
What I was going to say is that, okay, so it looks different when your friends do something and you're upset about it.
And now you got two people giving two different opinions that Queen Bee is the one that should be answering all this. But instead, you have these two, it's going to be 3 and 4 people, all giving their own opinions of things that she should be saying. But she can't because she's heated. So these people have to carry her. That's what me and Dolly have been saying. But I didn't realize the dynamic until this stream. Because to me, it's just so obvious here.
Start lashing out at people like Chronicles did. Queen's upset right now. She's addressed that she doesn't stand by or agree with anything that has gone on regarding the racism, regarding the handling of the old cases that Heels was on, and all of that, right? And just like, I don't know. I said this on Dietz's panel, the first live out of the shoot that addressed any of this. I said, I think that all of us maybe need to take a little time and give people grace when it comes to calling out friends. I know I've done it. I know I've been like, why aren't you calling out your fucking friends? Because they do it to us. But it's hard not to say it back. Do you know what I mean? It's hard not to be like, Penny, call out Dolly. You know what I mean?
Call out Dolly for his racist stuff, but she doesn't. So
now imagine, exactly, Yarn. Imagine if when I got heated, Queen's not saying anything that I've never said. She's not as heated as I've never been. Like, we've all been there. I've been there. I know where she's at, but I always had to answer for myself. I always had to respond to the people coming at me in chat myself. So when I'm heated, it only makes me more heated. And then you got people coming at you in chat, makes you even more heated. So imagine how much calmer I would have been if I had 3, 4, 5 people on panel answering for me, where I could just sit there and be calm when everyone else can answer for me and everyone else can, can explain to the chat things about me. Think about it. I would never, ever have the reputation that I do if I had people answering me in chat.
Oh, again, right. Hypocritical bullshit.
And that's why I made a statement of like, maybe we should all think about giving each other some grace. But I don't think that they'll ever do that. But it's wishful thinking on my end that maybe, like, because just be realistic. When you're calling out a friend, it's not going to look the same as when you're calling out someone else that's not your friend.
Most of the time, like, if I get upset with you, I don't come on a live stream and say, "Oh my God, Cappy made me mad. She pissed me right off."
Right.
A whole live stream about it.
That's not what friends do to each other. And it's like this. It's like this is bigger than just being mad at a friend.
We pulled her into a fucking StreamYard so that she could talk to us by herself.
Now, mind you, she hasn't calmed down. She's still pissed. So if she had to answer questions in chat, she would be off the wall, like we've all gotten. Literally, she would be off the hook. Right? I mean, and I understand that because I've gotten that way too. But she doesn't need to. She's got all these buffers. She's got all these people explaining how she feels. and explaining how she should feel. Yeah, I don't think Dolly's a racist either. And explaining, and therefore, it doesn't matter. She can get as mad as she wants, but she's got all these buffers making excuses and, covering up for her ass.
And explain to us by herself what the fuck was going on.
Right. And like she kind of fucked you guys over, like lied and dumbed down shit and tried to explain things away. Like obviously she's not in a position to where she wants to change or even realize that anything was wrong. So it's like, what are you going to do about it? You can't force her to fucking see the way that you see, and you can't. Nobody wants a forced apology because everyone knows that's bullshit. It goes nowhere. These forced internet apologies are like the worst.
She's on a fucking lawsuit. They put her on a lawsuit to specifically dox her out. That's my opinion only.
I think so too, because
if somebody doxed Chronicles of the Shady today, I would still fucking be pissed off, and I would still fucking go after them for doxing her, even though I can't fucking stand this fruity ass shit she's pulling right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right.
Okay, but listen, how the fuck can you be mad and be upset with me that I didn't know of anything about this bullshit? I wasn't around Heels 10 fucking years ago, and I sure as fuck was not going to make her or anybody else dox themselves out so I can go check. Like I said, Chronicles of the Shady could be a fucking guy that's a fucking pedophile or a rapist or something. We don't fucking know. How the fuck are we going to? I talked about it last night. Just like Truthy. We had a predator in our fucking community for how long? A year, maybe 2?
No, it was less than a year.
Blair was best friends with him. Come to find out, he fucking assaulted a 16-year-old child and then made this 16-year-old assault another 16-year-old in front of him. He's a sick fuck, but how were we supposed to know? We didn't know till Kay doxed him and called him out. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, and
we don't force people to fucking dox themselves out over here.
Can I say something?
I don't even know who you are, but yeah.
Yeah, my name is Kit.
Good. Yeah, I was waiting for you. I was waiting because I wanted to make sure you could hear us on the mic. But yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
I don't know if you all can see it or not. I'm Danish. That's why I'm speaking weirdly. But I'm Danish. I see something going on right now. And that is, I know.
Crimes and fashion. There's an overabundance of sick fucks rolling around this place, and you're sitting in a chat with them. Just saying.
You are getting sued. I know that.
Yeah, baby, everybody does.
Yeah.
They made sure to put that all the way out there. Yep.
I don't know how to say it right, but the other side is now trying to make a very big rift between you all. That's what's going on. And right now, they're succeeding. Stop it. Stop it, all of you.
And this woman, I couldn't listen. I can't listen to her again. She is such an ass kisser. It is sick. Like, absolutely sickening. Nobody on this side is trying to put a wrench in them. They're doing it all by themselves. They don't need help, believe me. But I wanted to show you, that's all I want to show you guys. I just want to show you guys the dynamic that I was talking about. Because, yeah, it's a pretty big dynamic, and it's pretty obvious. But for those of you that doubted me, that didn't think it was so obvious, I have something for you. Kiss my fat ass. There you go. I'll even twerk for you to do it. Wrong one. How about we just stick to facts? Heel's behavior is just gross, period. But she's credible, though. I give her more credibility than anyone on this panel, I'll tell you that much. Way more credibility. But you guys see the dynamic I was talking about, right? That's why she gets a free pass. So, I just think about what it would be like if I had somebody to save my ass every time I got mad. Whew! Handlers, exactly. I couldn't handle Molly ass kissers, let alone Queen Bee ass kissers. And Molly's my friend and I can't handle the fucking ass kissing. I used to tell her, I don't know how you do it. I could not handle that fucking ass kissing. She's like, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? They kiss your ass like you're fucking God. I was like, I literally cannot fucking handle it. I was like, it's like annoying. I agree. Leave them to it. Tell Queen shut up because she looked terrible. Queen didn't take her hint though and continued to run her mouth looking like a fool. Yeah, I didn't see it. All right. I give you guys 20 minutes. I'm going to open up panel. Because I know some of you guys want to talk. So here is El Linko. Hey, Papa. Papa Boo. Molly's good. I sent her a screenshot today. I said, look, Mallory's got 15 people watching. Why did Voices even come in there? I've seen autopsy photos before. I thought that was marked a safe place. I saw her for a minute. Voices, you might want to talk to Dolly. He'll pay for those notes. Do. Yeah, I think that was Voices. Open panel, guys. 15 minutes. If not, I'm shutting down. Get back to my cookies. Do. So I gave Fluffer a haircut today, and his hair was wet, and is like he looks like a cartoon character. I gotta give him a real haircut. Listening to creators speaking as if they know how things are going on around here is hysterical. I agree with that too. You were on lunch? Hey, Alexis. Penny, Kate, nobody wants to come up and have a say? All right, I'll shut down then. Ow. Speak. Do. Going once, going twice, 3 times, lady. Hey, Jeanette. Voices. You got stuff in the oven. You pregnant? She got a bun in the oven. You can be sick and still come on panel. Crystal who? Block them. I need to dye my roots too. They're claiming that all this is a setup to break. Set up by who? We don't talk to any of them. Like literally a setup by who? That doesn't even make sense. You have no voice? By Molly and this side? How, okay, let me ask you this. All right? Let me ask you this. Do you think Molly hangs out with Heels? I don't even think Molly knows who Heels is. Do you think Molly's contacting Chronicles of the Shady? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Yeah, Molly's got all the power. Molly doesn't give a fuck about you guys. Like, I hate to break it to you, but she doesn't. She don't give two fucks. We'll pay for the notes. We want to be Dolly to it. Set up to break up fake friendship. Queen is lying to them all, so none of you are really her friend. You just even edit her YouTube pockets. You invite Molly and Tiffany to come chat with you on pen. No, they don't be here for an hour. Exactly, Jeanette. Still blaming Molly. How stupid. Molly doesn't give a fuck about you guys. And I'm saying that to that side. Do you think Molly contacted Heels? Yeah, okay. Well, hello there.
Okay, so I'm going to apologize right now. I won't strike you.
Okay.
I was really super pissed. Some of what I said didn't come out. I didn't realize how bad my speaker sounds since my phone was dropped in a puddle. So it comes out sounding a lot worse. And I'm sorry that I was yelling. I stand by what I said. But there are a couple points that I'd like to clarify. Yes, I am one of the least paid creators out here, and my money goes right back into the campaign that I've been doing for the 3 missing. Between buying banners, paying for gas to hang flyers, printer cartridges to turn right around, and I make less than $200 a month. I'll show you my back office.
I believe you.
So, and it does go right back into what I do for my local missing. Okay. Number 2, I've only taken notes once, and it was during that private StreamYard because I had been up for like 22 hours. It was a 9-hour private StreamYard. And yes, I took notes.
I believe it.
Because in the end, I needed to be able to process what was everything that I was just being thrown upon. Am I going to give them to anybody? No, I'm not giving them to anybody.
I think
I said what I said.
People will buy them.
I'm not selling them. They're not for sale.
Okay.
Hi, honey. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you not? My questions to you, though, is, did you not realize how shady they were from the beginning?
No.
How?
I thought it was really doing something good.
Babe, I told you.
It took another advocate sitting down and watching what was going on that pulled me aside and said, you're doing exactly what you're calling these people out for. You're wrong.
But me and Dolly have been screaming that for months. And it fell on
I don't watch people I don't like.
Well, Angela, I told you, sweetie. I've always told you that. And I've also told you that you are so much better on your own.
Yeah, well, there I go.
I love you still. I met you in person. You're one of my best friends on YouTube. I miss our friendship.
Well, I just have to state it myself because this isn't going to work any way else. Because I can't be a hypocrite anymore when it is blatantly obvious what I did. And yeah, Queen was real quick to start texting me that, yep, you're just as guilty as I am. You're right, I am.
You stepped away, though, and that's a good thing. I don't think people are giving you the credit for that. You fought, and I learned the hard way. I know that. You know, you didn't do anything bad other than walking away from that situation. In my opinion, was a good thing.
Well, I have a lot of the headway that I thought I had made, I have to go back and redo, and it has to be done the right way.
And I know
by
that you'll
doing
do
what
that.
I'm doing for my local missing, it shows that I'm not the same as these others.
And you're not. I was surprised that nobody gave you the opportunity to tell your story and what you have been doing with the missing in your town. I was shocked after a year watching it. I thought to myself, she offers so much.
Nope, they didn't even know that I did any sort of true crime.
And I can say that off camera, Voices does. And she has been for quite some time. Let's put aside the hate right now and start talking and communicating.
I don't have anything to say. That's the thing. Like, I said everything that there was to say. I said it this morning. I can't sit with these people. Joneson's meltdown a few weeks, when Dolly made fun of her, Joneson's meltdown was all because of everything that I just talked about. It all resulted in a private StreamYard, her pulling back a little bit, and it's never been the same since. And I'm not willing to sit with somebody who's willing to look down their nose and feel one type of way over here and then sit and feel some other type of a way. I have a big enough personality disorder. I don't need to be around people that can't figure their own shit out.
No, you don't. I'd struggle with that around here.
But
thank you for coming up.
What I don't understand, though, is you're not stupid, and I just don't get, after you started seeing it, how come you didn't walk away then?
You know what? I don't tell you guys how to run your channels.
But you're saying that you saw how shady they were.
But you know what, Laura? In the end, over the greater good, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
A greater good of a message got out there, right? You got to take the good with the bad. And if that's the bad, well, until you realize exactly that, like, how bad the bad is, you don't know what you don't know what you don't know until suddenly you take blinders off.
Mm-hmm.
You have to remember, I wasn't in deep with anybody behind this. Oh, that girl and I talked, but it was generally not about YouTube. I wasn't in deep with anybody. Nobody. I wasn't doing anything. Wasn't in group chats. Wasn't in Discords. None of that. I learned my lesson with that shit. I don't do that shit.
Is there anything
that for me, what broke everything was I was live with 200 people in it, and I got a text message from Queen that wanted me to end my live and go into a private StreamYard and watch the Gannon Stout autopsy photos.
Oh my God.
That's the end of it. No.
Oh my God.
I don't want to be complicit in that. I didn't even need to see it. I had somebody who gave me a fucking blow-by-blow breakdown with timestamps. I knew everything that was in there. I didn't have to see it.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it. And I'm not okay with anybody that has.
Right.
That's not yours. You wouldn't watch the footage of the conception or the birth. You don't get to see the death.
And well, I can say you stand in your convictions, and there's not a lot of people around YouTube that do that. Laura, you do,
And this isn't about hate bonding. Like, I'm not coming over here to break y'all's hair. I'm not, like, I'm going right back to my own little channel. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. We just had a bunch of things shake loose in another case, and I wasn't even going to come up here. But one of my mods said, hey, Laura, just open that up. Go clear up what you need to clear up. So I came up and I'm clearing it up.
I'm glad you did.
Notes aren't for sale.
Damn it. Voices.
It's not that. I mean, like, I've said what it was. I said what it was.
Yeah.
Like, it's hypocrisy. If you build everything on we don't dox, but you sit in a private chat with only 4 other people and there's doxing going on, then guess what? You are a hypocrite.
And again, Dolly and I have been saying this for months.
She's got to rub it in.
Either one of you. You don't like me, so if you don't like me, why am I going to watch you?
Yeah. You could have
one of the lessons that you taught me was don't watch people you don't like. It'll make you angry. Okay, cool. I don't watch. Sorry that was what I got. That's the takeaway that I had from my time being around you both. It doesn't matter what somebody else says. Is that what I think of me? No. Is that what you guys think of me? Maybe. How much does your opinion gonna factor into my life? Are you gonna pay the electric bill? Is it gonna be your turn to go visit grandma and pick up the laundry? Nope.
Who was doxing?
I don't know. I didn't want to know. It was the premise.
I heard somebody on that panel say, stop sending me doxes. So clearly they have people's informations, and that's kind of.
This all goes back to a private StreamYard, and that was what Jones's whole meltdown was the night that Dolly got on there, and Mab was like, "Oh, when are they going to get to the part where the girl's crying?" Yep, when that live ended, went into a private StreamYard. Nick, Nunya, me, that girl, Jones, and Sweet Tea. Went on for hours.
Oh my gosh!
I had to go to sleep.
And they interrupted your life. They interrupted your true crime life to do this.
No. That was no. That one that I'm my true no. The live that got interrupted was when I started calling Zab out for the autopsy photos. That's the live that was interrupted to go back into a private StreamYard and watch them. I didn't fucking want to see it. I didn't need to see it. I already had timestamps of everything that was said. Why do you think I'd click the go live button?
Yeah. It's rude.
But
I want you to know that you are, I've always said this to you, you can do just fine on your own. And you're actually, in my opinion, better. And I didn't want you to get hurt. And on a panel like that, you can kind of see it coming. You and I have had private conversations where we kind of steer clear of things and just kind of watch things, and man, I didn't want to see that,
Well, in the end, it was worth it for me because one of the things that I struggle with is interpersonal communication skills. So by being around a lot of people that think differently than me, it was also part of what we were working on in my therapy. So I was attempting to learn how to play nice with others, but
I don't think they were being that fair back, though, if I look back on it. Some of them are really rude. In
the end, I felt like I was being watered down, wearing clothes that were too small and shoes that were too tight. So I felt like I was only half of myself. And when my 85-year-old grandmother tells me on a daily basis, I don't know why you waste so many hours of your day with people that really don't like you. Have you ever actually listened to how your friends talk to you? And I just kept telling her that it didn't really matter. It's okay. My friends like me. So it is what it is.
You're doing the best job in the world. You know that? And that is taking care of grandma. And I'll say it again. You do just fine on your own. You don't need anybody.
Well, like I said, it's done. Done is done.
I appreciate you letting me come up, Laura. And Voices, you can unblock me. You can text me. We don't have to talk about YouTube. I just miss I met you in person. Again,
You're actually not blocked anywhere. You had to have blocked me. I don't block. I have a tendency to keep people so that I can see them where they're at.
Yeah.
So I know what's being said about me. I'm kind of weird like that. I'd rather know what's being said so I know exactly how hard to slap back at somebody.
Just
I'm weird like that.
You can reach out. And I appreciate you coming up, hon. And Laura, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, sweetie.
But Voices, don't leave yet. I have a question.
Okay.
Burnt toast behind the scenes with them?
I don't know, Laura. I have no idea. It seems to be that way now. I don't know. Like I said, I was never that close. Was not in any circle like that. I know that she covered everything last night. I listened to her as I fell asleep last night, so.
Oh, I couldn't listen to it. It was such garbage. And I believe Heels when Heels said that her and QB and Burnt Toast were in a separate live together, and
I believe that.
I believe that.
That's the best thing that ever come out of that's the best thing that I learned that come out of the Hive, and I've taught all of my other friends. If you've got a problem, throw a private StreamYard together and get in there and talk about it behind the scenes, away from prying eyes, and that is the absolute best thing that I have learned from the Hive, and that I will forever be grateful for.
Okay.
No, I don't know any of that. What I do believe Heels when Heels said that. Burnt Toast admitted that also. And more power to him. More power to him. I think that Firefly, I think that Firefly's information that they have is probably accurate if you go digging on both the hit a DV victim with a brick and on the other person. So, and in the end, those people can assimilate in. Those are the most dangerous. They're no better than Heels. If the rumors are true, they're no better than Heels, and they should be considered more dangerous because they're a wolf in sheep's clothing. They're a sleeper cell that slides in. They use the fact that you don't dig on people, and what else? I'm going to have to say from where I stood last night, standing back looking at it, I agree too. But given that she has a vested financial interest, I mean, what are you going to do? She was a contributor to the fund.
Has anyone ever talked about doing a fundraiser through YouTube once they hit 10,000 subs?
No, ma'am. That was in part of my rant this morning. There's never any givebacks. What about setting streams aside? All of that stuff. But you know what? According to her, it's not. She doesn't make that much, and it's not that big of a deal. And it's not about that for her.
Who doesn't make that much?
The channel holder.
Yes, she does.
That's not what she said this morning, so.
Yeah, and so does Burnt Toast. So they're just more lies.
Yeah, what? I didn't say it. They weren't mine. Like, that's what I got told. Like, girl, I know how much I make out here. I know what an average stream is. So, fuck, you already made $100 this stream playing my content. Congratulations. You've sent me a 50% PayPal?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
And what happened with Sweet Tea and Tiffany Taboo?
I don't fucking know, and I don't fucking care. Tiffany Taboo got her nose bent out of joint because I voiced an opinion about her and decided that it was going to be now an exposed voices because she's a crazy stalker-like loon that has nothing but an internet connection and time on her hands. So I'm sure I'm going to pay for that with another 8 videos on me. And the other one, I don't know. Fucking weirdo.
All right. And my other question is, with
I can't see that.
with all you guys,
I'm not logged in on
with all you guys sitting on panel carrying her every day, it never crossed any of your minds, why are we doing this when she's making all the money?
No, not at all. Trust me, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not 1 minute.
Why?
How many hours did I sit on Molly's panel and never make a dime? How many hours did I sit on your panel?
Yeah, but Molly was at least on her panel. Molly wasn't. You didn't carry Molly. You didn't carry me. You carried QB.
Laura, it didn't matter. I thought it was for the greater good. It's like working in a bar or going to a club. In my eyes, you have to understand, this for me is my social activity. This is my social outlet. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. Didn't you see how long it took me to drive to get to the goddamn hospital?
Okay.
This is socialization for me. At least I've got some internet connection. At least I've got the ability to, at any point in time, open an app and start talking with other people that might see life from my perspective. That's what this is for me. And then you find people that are there for the common good, that see that there are victims of that are the people that are left behind, that they're survivors of this horrific event that's left one of their family members missing, right?
Okay.
And here I thought it was all for the greater good. And then one day it's like, oh my God, the greater good of somebody's pocketbook, but not, and I just don't care to be part of that anymore. And for the greater good, you're going to tell me for the greater good of YouTube, you viewed those autopsy photos?
I never once looked.
No. I'm not saying you. I'm saying the Hive or people in the Hive, the core group. So for the greater good of YouTube, I don't care that you got a lawsuit against you. And if you feel it's frivolous and you had to go through this, how about let's be quiet until the lawsuit's over or dropped?
I agree. Did she ever say why she couldn't just shut the fuck up about Betty?
Your guess is as good as mine. Self-control.
But nobody bothered to ask her? Like, dude, just shut the fuck up about Betty? Like, nobody told her?
Laura, what you saw on panel was my connection with her. Very little, like minimal, more about personal life stuff, like updating with grandma and stuff. If it was off-platform conversation, like it just didn't happen. I didn't get close to people. I wasn't in DMs with the only other person that I talked to was that girl, and that was on the phone. And it generally wasn't about YouTube. We're crafty people. Learning about dotting, mandalas, all those funny things. Resin, art projects, those kinds of things.
Yeah, but Joy, they couldn't have had a view. That conversation when what's her name broke down was long
Johnson.
Before the autopsy pictures came out.
Correct.
So that's when
my spidey senses were alerted. And that's when I no longer trusted Joneson, because she immediately went back on it and was like, oh no, it's all okay. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so you got somebody in your private conversations that doesn't like what you're doing and has a problem with it because it makes her feel some type of a way. But because everybody's like, oh no, it's not like that. It's not like that. We trust you. You're part of the core group. It's okay.
No, but what
No, it's not okay. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
But what I'm saying is, you had said that that's when Joneson had a breakdown that everyone's a hypocrite, but that wasn't for the autopsy photos. The autopsy
No,
photos
it was
weren't out
before
for
that.
Yes. But
It was back when Dolly was, the last time Dolly was making fun of her. That's where everything started. That's where the wheels started getting wobbly and loose for me. Was after that private StreamYard.
Okay. But
and then everything fell apart while I was live and received a text message that says, hey, if you want to end this, you can come back in a private StreamYard with us and then we'll talk about it on my live. No, you don't need to do that. There's 200 people and me sitting right here talking about it right now.
Okay. Well, what people are confused on, though, is you had said that the private Discord was about the autopsy pictures, and that's when Joneson had a
No, there was a private StreamYard.
StreamYard. Yeah, when I say Discord, I meant StreamYard.
Yes, that was while I was live, calling Zavgirl out, saying I'm not, this is disgusting, this is gross, hang on. Sorry, loud vehicles. It's lunchtime, diesels are coming home.
But that's what people were confused about.
Yes, no, they were two separate instances.
The first one they were doxing. The second one was the autopsy.
Yep. And all that happened right around the same time that Ellie laughed that day on Crimes and Fashions panel, and fuck that. And fuck you for seeing them too, Ellie.
Yeah, I never cared for Ellie. I really never cared for any of them.
Well, in the end, claiming that you learned something from them, and for science, that's all a cop-out. You're fucking nosy and you're gross.
I agree.
And I said the same thing to the person that actually gave me a blow-by-blow of it. I said, you're nosy and you're gross. Shame on you. But yes, I'll thank you. I'll take that. So I choose when I get to be a hypocrite or not. And I was okay with it. Because I knew what I was looking at. But you needed to see those photos.
And she did the exact same thing. And nobody has said a word besides me. And not your ordinary... I mean, a few of us did, but only 2 from this community. Not your housewife or not your favorite house, something like that.
Not your ordinary housewife.
Yeah, her and I are the only ones in this community that called out 10 to Life.
See, and that's the thing. If you don't watch 10 to Life, you don't know. I don't watch her.
I don't watch her either. I found out from another creator, a big creator, that she did the exact same thing. And nobody's talked about it.
Well, good. There's somebody they can all go talk about.
Yeah, but they won't, because they're hypocrites.
Yeah. Now you made them aware. You only talk about things that you're made aware of. I don't know. Like, this is just so dumb. I didn't do well with this in school when it was cliquey and all of that. I'd rather be by myself. I don't need to be, like, I'm not looking to braid anybody else's hair. My channel's super fucking boring and fixing to get even more boring. If you don't like parades and you don't like learning about 3 missing people, you don't like rocks, you don't like dinosaurs, hot springs, field trips, things like that, you're not gonna like my channel. Because I will not go back to playing in the grossness. I can't. It's not good for me. It's not healthy for me. I get to bring grandma home next week, and I am not doing anything that is going to be anywhere near gross, toxic. I have to have the most healing, nurturing environment for her. So.
Understand. Not another housewife. That's her name. Yes. So, are all these people that kiss her ass, do they do it for fame? Like, why did I'm sure you
Dude,
guys.
I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. I don't know why. Like, I can only speak for myself. I did it because I thought it was a cool group of people to hang out with. I enjoyed the conversation. And like I said, I struggle with interpersonal communication skills. Like, I can type an email and be just fine, but face to face, voice to voice, like, I'm going to come off sounding like fucking 80 grit sandpaper. People don't like my tone. It's been like that my entire life. It's never changed. I could be fake. I could be sweet. I could have, that's not me. I did it because I thought I was part of the greater good. All of that inspired me to do what I've done for my local missing.
Okay, so my question though, I keep hearing that sentence. What do you mean greater good? What greater good could a bunch of criminals over there do for anybody? Queen's record is longer than Betty's.
What better people to show that they've changed and learned and reformed? What better group?
But they haven't changed.
It's not for me. I mean, I see that. It's still my judgment that I place upon them. I don't like having to be in a place where I'm going to pass judgment down.
Hang on 1 second. Hold on. Karma, what the fuck are you talking about? I sound so butthurt. What are you butthurt about? What?
Well, let her be butthurt. So what?
The fuck am I butthurt over?
Oh, ignore it.
No, I'm just curious what she's talking to. She's like, you're not fooling anyone. Fooling anyone about what? You think I want to be a fucking criminal? No thanks. You think I want a history of dealing drugs? No thanks. What am I butthurt over? The fuck out of here. Go back to MM. I'm sorry if you don't know how to interview someone or talk to someone that's on the edge right now. Like, I'm sorry, you don't know how to deal with people. I do. Thank you. Have a good day. Head over to MM. She'll carry you.
I want to say thank you to your subscriber, Leslie. Leslie's right. I have a lot on my plate. I have an awful lot on my plate. My grandmother was very sick. She almost died because of lack of care that a hospital gave her. And a week ago, had I not gotten her out of there, we probably would be planning a funeral right now. So I have an awful lot on my plate. That's all I have left in the world. And when I lose her, I lose this house. We have a reverse mortgage on it. So when she goes, so does everything in this house. So that was a lot of stress. At the same time, I'm realizing that my whole entire support network is really not what I thought they were. And thank God for the 2 or 3 that have been there with me from day one, that have called and messaged and had private StreamYards with me. Because a lot of them walked away. I lost a lot of my core members when I chose to go to the Hive.
Why?
They didn't like them. They wanted me to stay home on my own channel, do my own thing. I didn't want to. I wanted to be in with a big group. I want to be part of the cool kids. Nothing wrong with wanting any of that. Filled some validation that I needed in my life. Also gave me an opportunity to work on everything that I've been working on in therapy. Trying to make a better me.
Well, that's good.
Well, maybe. But according to you and everybody else, nope, not changed. Still the same old rotten, vile person. So, there's that.
Well, I mean, you were just talking shit about me like 2 weeks ago for no reason.
Well, can you blame me? Some of the stuff you do, Laura.
What do I do? Let me hear this. What do I do?
You know what? Right now, I'm not prepared off the top. I get that you can.
No. You made a comment, so tell me what I do that's so horrible.
Again, off the top of my head, I'm not prepared. I'm not even able to shift. I get that you can go and switch like that, but I mean, come on.
No, but if I'm going to make a comment that some of the stuff I do is so horrible, I should be able to come up with something off the top of my head.
We'll go back into your past. Like, you did take people to a funeral reception, no matter how you justified it. You said Atlanta is too dark. You didn't want to be there.
I stand by all of that.
Right. And so those are things that others can be offended with.
How
Some
are
of the
you
shit you've done
offended by a factual statement that Atlanta is dangerous? And
No, you said Atlanta is dark.
Never.
Honey, I was there that day on Molly's. I was there watching.
With color at all. Nothing. However someone perceives it is not my fault. But it had nothing to do with color.
Actually it is, because it's your words.
It had
and then the way
nothing
your
to
friends,
do with color.
But the way your friends played it off made it look even worse. So there's that. And I get you can't go back and do anything and change that, just like I can't go back and do anything and change my past. All I can do is be better and do better going forward.
Okay, but dark means dangerous. Dark had nothing to do with
maybe
color.
In your eyes, that's not how other people took it, my friend.
Okay, and that funeral was not a funeral. It was a memorial.
Okay.
But you're
like I said,
saying that I do stuff
whatever.
That's so fucking horrible, and you haven't said anything that's horrible. That's my point. And I'm so sick and tired of people fucking accusing me of shit that I don't fucking do.
Hold up. This is a conversation. Don't yell at me. I'm not yelling at you. All right. In your eyes, you don't feel they're horrible. I understand that. Just like things that I've said or done, I don't feel are horrible either. It's not about how we feel, Laura. It's about the audience's perception of what we've said, what we've done, how they take it.
That's
they
not
aren't
my
in
problem.
Our heads.
That is not my problem. How someone perceives something is not
my problem. And that's okay that you have that. That is okay that is your right to feel that way. And it's valid to feel. That's not my problem. But that also, I'm going to tell you, when I say that to my therapist, when we're talking, she says to me, but it kind of is your problem. You're the one that's not willing to have open dialogue about it. So that does make it your problem. You shut down and you say, that's deflection. That's not my problem. That's their problem. But technically, it is your problem because it's something that you've said or you've done, and you are okay with it, but the greater good isn't okay with it.
No, the greater good is fine with
parties, both things can be true. You can feel that you're okay with it, and others have the right to feel they're not okay with it.
Then they don't have to talk to me. They don't have to watch
me. Right.
They don't have to bash me for something that they perceived wrong.
But honey, everybody's going to have an opinion. Just like everybody has an asshole. They have the right. It's free speech. We don't live in a dictatorship. So, and I get that. We have to be able to let that shit roll. That has to be a thing that, like, if it's their problem, then you can't get all ready to blow up and fight and raise your voice. And, like, you got to figure out a way to get yourself de-escalated out of that one. If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, right? Okay. Well, that could be part of what it is. And I am not like, I am like a cocklebur. I will attach myself to the inside of your pant leg, scratch the shit out of you, poke your fingers while you're pulling me out, and then eventually I'll drop my seed somewhere in your yard and you'll always have a goddamn cocklebur plant. Like, I'm like a cocklebur. I'm not very lovey, but by God, when I care about something, I will fight to my last breath for it. It's fine. Not everybody's going to agree with the way I do things. And I don't always need that validation. There's other things that I get the validation for.
Okay.
Anyway, like I said, I didn't sit in private things. Mostly what you saw was what you saw. Small private conversations, mostly pertaining to my own personal issues in my own personal life with stuff that's going on with my grandmother. And just like, I thought it was for a greater agenda.
But what
I really
was
did.
the end agenda is what I'm saying.
Like, what was the greater good? Bringing awareness that this was happening. That there are people that feel that it's their right to go pull up in front of a victim's home and throw up protest signs and harass not only the homeowners, but everybody in a neighborhood. Like, that's not acceptable. You want to do shit like that? Roll up to the law enforcement agency. Pick it around that.
Okay, but in all fairness, legally it is their right. That's why they weren't arrested. It is their right. And that goes back to people perceiving what I said as racism. Just because you may not, and this goes not you personally, anybody, just because you disagree with it doesn't make it wrong. If the law disagrees with it, that's a different story. But if the law doesn't disagree with it, then they did. As much as I don't like Betty, and as much as I can't stand the shit she's done and said, she has a right to go to Leilani's house and protest if she so chooses. She's not doing anything illegal. She's not doing anything wrong. Is it against my personal morals? Yeah. But you know what? My personal morals are not Betty's morals. And that's what makes us all different. And there's nothing wrong with it. So when everybody kept saying, oh, for the greater good, what greater good? Your personal morals should not be forced down anybody's throats. And that's you or anybody else.
So I know everybody laughs when I say that I'm an advocate. Ha ha ha. But going from my educated standpoint, when a family says, I don't want this to happen, you are now violating their rights. And that was the greater good, to bring awareness from it. And now these people that are going out and doing this heckling, harassing, are making money hand over fist by taunting a family who's asked you to stop. That was the greater good. Because all I can think about were, what if this were Kyle's family? And these people decided to roll up outside of their home thinking, you did something to your son. He's missing and you did it. When they had nothing to do with it.
Okay, but
they're having a hard enough time going through life.
But that's not
They're
what happened.
not doing that. But what's not to say much with their patterns, today it's this case. Tomorrow it could be anybody's case.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's not YouTube's. All right, let me rephrase that. It's not some criminal's decision to place their morals on someone else. It's just not. If I don't agree with it, then I won't go down there and do it. And they weren't there for a greater good. They were making hand over fist money on it.
So I viewed it as, if victims. I thought it was about standing up for the rights of the families that were left behind. Period. The end. That's what I thought it was about. So, was it truly always about that? Maybe. Was it that's how it started out, but it turned into something else? Possibly. Am I okay with any of it? Not anymore. I might have been. Not anymore. Won't help with it. Like, I don't want to see you starve, but I'm not willing to help bring food to your table.
Okay. You know, Vamplifier just brought up a good point. The greater good is subjective if it isn't illegal.
Exactly. And that's something that was pointed out to me. The greater good is absolutely subjective.
So perception, like you said about things I say, perception is everything.
Where do you think as I just said, I've just been learning new things, right? All of this has been clicking. Since my grandmother's been ill, I've had to double down on my therapy appointments. I need to be able to have coping skills to deal with an 86-year-old with a broken hip. It's going to require a lot of change and so I've had to develop new coping skills and a new way to look at things. And I have to remember that when I come across a certain way, Grandma perceives me as this. So if it's about how I'm perceived, then I realize the changes that I have to be made, because before I speak, I have to think about how they could be perceived or construed.
Okay.
Makes sense?
But QB was the only one racking in all the money.
Right. For me, I didn't even look at it that way, Laura. Wasn't even looking at it like that. I don't look at other people's money. It wasn't until, we've gone back about this. I said, my God, when I realized I helped somebody do the same thing that I was bitching about. Dumb girl.
Okay, so maybe I'm saying this wrong. What I'm trying to say is, if you don't want to do something, then you don't do it. But you don't see me, Dolly, Betty, Molly, any of us constantly attacking someone because they don't see things the way we do. And yet we get the most shit. Why?
I can't answer that. Again, it's got to be the perception
But you
thing.
gave a lot of the shit to all of us. You were right there co-signing it.
Again, maybe it was because I wanted to be part of the greater good, and I'm good at being a mean girl. What the fuck you want from me? Told you I got fucking mental issues. Everybody fucking denies it, but okay. Oh, and how about the lock on the fridge, so using your daughter as bait, the Summer Wells candle? Those were some others.
I stand right the fuck behind the lock on the fridge. Ask my son if he wants.
Again, don't yell at me.
Because you're bringing up shit that has nothing to do with YouTube. This is my personal life that I stand behind every fucking thing that I've done.
Listen, that you wanted to know things, like I said, off the top of my head. I wasn't prepared. You wanted my assessment. You wanted to know, what are the things that make you feel that way? Blah, blah, blah. All right, so
none of what you're saying has anything to do with me being.
Bitch, you brought it on YouTube. Get over it. You said it doesn't matter. So why do you care what I worry about? Why do you care why I flung shit? If it doesn't matter to you and you stand on it, why are you going to fight about it?
Because
you like to
I
argue.
want
I'm not going to
everyone
argue with
to
you on this.
hear. I'm glad that everyone's hearing what the things that allegedly make me so horrible. Because there's a ton of new people that think that I'm like fucking gassing people behind the scenes and shit, and I'm sleeping with people's husbands. The way you guys treat me, you would think I was molesting fucking children. But I'm glad that everything you're coming out with has nothing to do with anything. It's like all stuff that I stand right fucking
think
behind.
that this is me personally, Laura? No, I read a fucking text message because somebody was kind enough to give me fucking talking points because they heard me say, I can't do this right now. I don't know. I just told you my plate is fucking full. Jesus Christ, I came up here to talk about one thing and you want to take it a different direction. That's not what this is about. You want to do that? Schedule me, like pencil me in your fucking schedule. Email me and we'll have this other conversation. No, you made the comment. Again, I wasn't here to talk about you, Laura. Christ, get it back on track or I'm going to go ahead and go on with my day and do the other things that I need to get done. All right. Wonderful. I don't know. I was giving you your opportunity. All right. Thank you for letting me up, whistle down. Thank you for coming up and showing kindness to me. Have a great day.
It's not worth it. So, yeah. She wasn't really giving me anything that I wanted anyway. But I want you guys to know what I was talking about. The things that all these people have so much against me is the biggest bunch of crock of shit that I've ever heard. So, carry on. Exactly, Amanda. Just because I fucking speak on something doesn't make it, doesn't mean you have to comment on it. Especially my personal shit. But if that's what everyone hates me for so much, carry on. Then keep hating on me. I could give a fuck less. Hey, McKenna. Like, seriously, that's what you got? That's fine. Keep hating then. I'm perfectly okay with it. Anyone else? Speak now, forever hold your peace. You're asking her questions about you when you should have been asking her. She wouldn't give me anymore. I tried. I totally tried. The hat gives me a headache? What hat? Oh. Larry the Cable Guy dead. Exactly, Yarn. That's what I'm saying. Larry the Cable Guy died. It just popped up. Starving Leilani is not a victim. She's a child murderer. That's true, too. Janie, she's not going to tell you anything. I tried that. She's not going to say anything. And she's claiming that she didn't know much. Rhodey, I try to be. Ladalia, she's not going to answer anything. She's already said that. She claims she didn't know anything. That's what she told me multiple times. I don't know anything. I don't know. I don't know. But that's the thing. The things people allegedly hate me for, go ahead and hate me for. Ask me if I care. But tell me something that warrants some of this shit. She really could not know. They treated her like shit over there most of the time. They treat all of them like shit all the time. Depending on how Queen handles his voice might be forced to tell all. Maybe. I agree with you, Amber. That was my thought too. I'm sorry, it's not an excuse. She was extremely careful how she answered me. Extremely. Believe me, guys, I've done a lot of interviews. I know when someone is going to answer or not. No, they're not answering. No, but Cork, like I said, with 500 people in here, I wanted people to hear what all these people hate me for. Why I'm such a horrible person. Because I care for my kids? Because I look out for the best way for my kids makes me a horrible person? Fucking suck a dick. I joke around with my daughter. I joke around with my daughter all the time. We call each other hoes and sluts every day. Every day. I'm like, what's up, ho? She's like, what's up, slut? That's how we joke around. I have a wonderful relationship with my daughter. Always have. I'm sorry, these people don't have relationships with their kids that they can joke around like that. That's not my problem. Oh, it's an internet hoax? I just saw it pop up. Isn't it was on Larry the Cable Guy. I'm just saying, like, me and Sage joke around like that all the time. That's just how we joke around. I guess he's not dead. He's very much alive. Thank you, McKenna. That's what I'm saying. I love her to death. Yeah, it's fake news. Sorry. I just, like, why is it their business? Anyway, to begin with. That's how me and Sage joke around. She does it to me, too. She's like, what's up, ho? I'm like, what's up, ho? I don't fucking mean anything by it. But, like, people have issues with it. Why would you have issues with how me and my daughter speak to each other? Like, it just makes... Yeah, my daughter's almost 19, by the way. Or she'll say to me, what's up, slut? I'd be like, I wish I was a hoe. I mean, that's just how we joke around. Of course I love my kids. My daughter turned out amazing. Hey, Candy. I just don't get, like, how all this makes me so horrible. No wonder people think I'm so horrible, because they're fucking mentally ill. I've done it with her since her first kiss. Since her first boyfriend. She was still a virgin, I was calling her a slut. What's up, slut? What's up, ho? It actually means the opposite, that you're not hoes. Thank you. That's what I always said. It's so weird. I do have amazing kids. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. And I raised them all by myself. Their father, seen them, what, 3 times in their whole life? Thank you, Rhodey. Yeah, I'm not Voice's friend. Like, I didn't forgive her for everything that she has done. I don't want anyone to mistake that. But I did want to hear her side. But again, she really didn't say much. Laura, exactly, Crystal. I call you guys.
Yo, don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them, but they do it every time. I tell them it's a problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
Twerk. I forgot to heart the other ones. I keep forgetting. Twerk, twerk. I call Red Dragon a hoe all the time, too. I'm like, what's up, hoe? Mulder's thought it was amazing until she was 20 years old and met a guy at work who's a heroin addict. And it's been a ooh, that's rough. Yeah, one thing I don't do here, by the way, just so you guys know, one thing I don't do, I don't pick up other people's leftovers. So you're not going to see Voices, being my best friend. We're not, just because she left the Hive doesn't mean that she's going to come over here now. That's not happening. I don't take people's leftovers. Debbie's a hoe too. I call Debbie a hoe all the time too. My chat calls me a hoe and I haven't dated yet. Exactly, Amber. Or putting a lock on a fridge. Yeah, I don't want my son being 400 fucking pounds. He's a food addict. I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not ashamed of it.
I always try to tell them, but they do it every time. I tell them it's a problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
Twerk, twerk. I'm not embarrassed of it. I'm not ashamed of it. I stand by it. Doctors stand by it. Yeah, hate bonding. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word, Yarn. You're 100% right. I don't do the whole hate bonding shit. And I forgive very easily, but I don't do the hate bonding shit. I was hoping that Voices would have apologized for all the wrong shit and all the nasty shit she said about me. But I wasn't going to ask her for an apology. I was hoping she would do it on her own, and she didn't, and there's that. Because look, if anything to come at you for. That's what I'm saying. That's why, Amber, that's why I wanted everyone to hear with 500 people what I've done. That's so earth-shattering. That's so horrible. They still keep going on about a funeral that was never even a fucking funeral. I will never understand why they can't grasp that it was never a funeral in the first place. They just can't grasp it. No one's damn business what you say. That's what I'm saying. Oh, you brought it to YouTube. Not really. You're his parent. Their opinion means nothing. I agree with that. I should have locked it last night because I bought something that I wanted and he ate half of it. During your call, Voice, you missed a press conference on Lisk. Oh, was it any good? Was it any good of a press conference? Did Voices really say she hoped you got R'd on Jones's panel? I don't know. QB just stated that on another channel. Voice said that about you. I don't know. I'd have to see a clip. I would love to see a clip. I don't doubt she said it, to be honest with you. I don't doubt it. I don't think QB would lie about it. Exactly, Randa. I think it has, sweet one. He's turned to food his whole life. That's not new. I agree, Tracy. That's why I was speaking to her a certain way. Oh, the press conference. Was it any good? Hold on. I mean, like, did they say anything worth a fuck? Yeah, but sweet one, he's addicted to food. He's been that way his whole life. Jen is from the Hive. She's calling the roaches. Jen gives a lot of money to the Hive. I've seen it. All right. I see Pascal had it, but I don't see anything from today. Oh, wait, was that at 18 seconds ago? Police are digging up suspected killer's yard. Yeah, I meant to ask you, Penny, how did Gannon's mother find out? How did Gannon's mom find out? I don't see a press conference. I don't see a press conference. Does he have that thing that doesn't trigger that he is full? I don't know. He's a food addict. 18 seconds of press conference? All right, the only thing I'm seeing is on Pascal. That's it. Oh, you just reminded me. Dayton needs to mow the lawn. Yeah, I don't see where there was a press conference today. Today. Alright, here we go. Alright, I found it.
Do you have a retired...
Alright, I'm going to put on the press conference and then I'm going to cut out. Yeah, now I got it.
Read them out now? Yeah. Where's that?
The sound is awful.
You can say one way or the other. Evidence does not point to either one way or the other. I would say that we.
Are all the channels this bad with the sound? Because this is not going to work. Let me try Fox News. Is that what you said? Fox News? Hey, Barbara. There's other close-up ones. Fox News. Okay. Prince. 10 days, 11 days. I don't understand. I don't know why I can't find it. Shouldn't this press conference be all over the place? All right, here we go. All right.
Do you have the Suffolk County Police Department?
Much better.
New York State Police, Suffolk County Sheriff's Office, and FBI, all of whom participated in one way or the other with regard to the search. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say. But I'm more than willing to take questions. Anybody have questions?
Is there any indication that any woman was killed here in the house?
So there's no. I don't believe at this time that we can say one way or the other. Either evidence does not point either one way or the other. I would say that we have obtained a massive amount of material, all of which has to be cataloged and analyzed, and it's going to take quite some time.
So just a quick follow-up. If a victim's DNA turned up on material in the house, would that indicate perhaps that she was killed here?
So I'm not going to talk about what ifs, but with regard to what if anything was recovered, it's not like TV. It's going to be a while for the analysts to do their job. Now it goes from here to trace section, and then to if appropriate, the DNA section. So that's a process.
Yesterday, the police commissioner said that the search was fruitful. Can you elaborate on any of the potential evidence taken from here?
I think what he's referring to is the amount of evidence, which is quite a lot, and now it's up to the job of the task force to go through that evidence. And
Okay, for those of you that are lost, because I'm going to grab some peanuts. For those of you that are lost, this happened an hour ago. Yes, the one with the belt, Long Island serial killer. And there was a 20-minute press conference held a little while ago. So we're playing it now.
That's a process, and we need to do that process, but we won't know exactly what we have for quite some time, because just given the sheer volume of evidence that was taken.
One of the other news outlets caught drone footage of what looked like burnt bones in the backyard. Could you share anything?
I can tell you that there was ground piercing technology used in the backyard, and specifically there was nothing of note of taken from the backyard as far as remains. There is a whole entire trace analysis that we have to go through with the house with regard to hair fibers, DNA, blood, which we'll just have to await the results on.
What can you tell us about what was inside the vault downstairs? We've seen reports of a mattress possibly.
The house in general was cluttered, and there were a lot of guns taken from the house. The defendant had 92 handgun permits. In addition to handguns, he had quite a few long guns as well.
Are there any other properties that you're researching?
There's a number of locations which we've searched, but we'll keep that to ourselves for now.
Yeah, this has been entered into a national database. The suspect's DNA likely was entered into a national database, state database. Is there any hit with any other unsolved case so far?
So, with regard to state national DNA databases. There are specific rules with that under New York and federal law. Usually that only happens when you have a convicted person is convicted of a crime. As far as specifically the database, his DNA has not been entered in that database.
What among the evidence really jumps out? I mean, it's not just something that just stands out among all the rest. What stands out?
We're going to wait. I mean, I think everyone wanted that singular piece of evidence, but we're going to wait until we see all the evidence. But I don't think there's one thing that really jumps out at us at this juncture.
Was there a mattress found in the vault?
I'm sorry?
Is there any indication from the evidence of other victims?
Our investigation, focused on the Gilgo 4. We're going to continue to investigate that case and prepare that case for trial. And we have our investigation now has become public, obviously, and also it's broadened. So we're going to look at the other instances where bodies were recovered in that area as well.
So is the forensic testing continuing on Maureen Bernard Barnes, and who is conducting it, and what do you know?
Investigation is continuing with regard to Maureen Brainerd Barnes, as well as other aspects of the case, and that's being done in the grand jury or through the grand jury process. So I can't talk about that more than that.
Is that being forensically looked at in more sophisticated
It's being there is testing going on with regard to the hairs that were mentioned in the bail letter.
Just to clarify, he's not convicted yet. He's not convicted yet. So to clarify, are you not allowed to put his DNA into databases until after a conviction?
Under New York State law, that's correct.
Are you any closer to filing charges in that fourth case?
We're working towards that, and once our investigation is continuing.
Can you tell us what else was found inside the vault besides guns? Anything leading to belief of criminal activity inside?
The house could be categorized as cluttered. So there is a great deal of stuff that was recovered. So we're just going to have to go through it. But it's the list of items is quite.
I like the way he said that. The house can be categorized as cluttered. That means the guy's got a ton of shit.
Large.
Inside the vault or inside the house in general? In other words, was there anything besides the firearms found inside?
I'm not going to specifically talk about where everything was recovered in the house until all of the pictures and the reports have been
I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
Was it a storage area, or could people actually enter it?
It was a large enough area for people to enter, but like the rest of the house, it was cluttered.
Would you qualify it as like a hoarder situation? Was it, how cluttered was it?
It was a cluttered. There was a lot of just boxes and it was a very cluttered, I would say, environment.
DA, I need to clarify something, please. Because he's not convicted, can you not check his DNA against the 6 other people found along Ocean Parkway?
I didn't say that.
That's what I'm trying to clarify.
Yeah, you asked me about the database. The database is national, and that has I am not the members of our task force are not the guardians of that database. But with what we can do with regard to our own investigation is completely different. So one doesn't necessarily have to do with the other. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I came in a little late. Were any human remains found?
No. Well, what I would say is we're still going over the trace evidence, but they were asking about with regard to the excavation in the back if there were any large items of evidence recovered, and the answer to that question is no.
Was there any evidence in the backyard of things being burned?
Or an alleged crime scene?
I'm sorry?
Do you consider this home a crime scene or an alleged crime scene at this point?
I consider this a home in which we execute a search warrant.
Was there any evidence in the backyard of things being burned?
I can't specifically say one way or the other.
Can you tell us what led up to the decision then to excavate? Was there any tangible cause, or was it routine
So there was ground technology that was able to see through the ground, and there were a number of disturbances that were found in the ground. But until you dig it up, you don't know what it is.
What do you mean by how would you explain?
Like a disturbance could be like a cistern or a branch or a bicycle, anything that's buried under the ground.
Can you fucking imagine if you live in a house and you find out that there were bodies buried in your backyard? Think about that for a second. Oh my God, I would die if knowing my husband buried bodies in the back, right in our backyard. Holy shit.
You can see the impression of it, but you don't necessarily know what it is until you dig it up.
And then where does the investigation stand with the number of sex workers who now say they were contacted by him?
So when we started our investigation, we did it through the grand jury. That investigation was we wanted to maintain the secrecy of the grand jury investigation. Obviously, now that there's been an arrest, it's become public. So we are interviewing a great many people.
Is there a number more than two at this point who have said that he contacted?
We're interviewing a great many people, but we're going to keep what our conversations, what if any conversations we have with our witnesses between us and the witnesses.
These witnesses are coming from different states.
I'm sorry?
Are these witnesses coming from different states?
I don't think that this investigation is limited to New York State, certainly.
Regarding the Chevy avalanche, you have often spoken about March 14th, 2022 as being the watershed moment. You were able to identify him as a suspect. There's been a lot of talk in the last 12 days about clues missed early on, like that this car wasn't looked at. I mean, can you explain why that may have happened?
So I think we laid it out pretty extensively in our bail letter. For us, for our task force, our task force started February 1st, 2022. 6 weeks later, we had identified this individual as a target, and we talked about a number of factors which allowed us to do that. The hairs that we spoke about, the 5 hairs of note with regard to the bodies, those were recovered shortly after the bodies were recovered in December of 2010. With regard to the phone evidence, that work was done and completed by the FBI in early 2012, and and with regard to the avalanche, that information was made available shortly after the disappearance of Amber Costello. But again, when you look at everything, that is three items that are in and amongst thousands of items. So I think retrospectively it's kind of simple to look at, but when you're looking at everything, all the evidence at once, it's an enormous undertaking, and that's why to guarantee success, you bring in really talented investigators from a whole bunch of different agencies. You use the resources of those agencies, and you work together on a daily basis.
But to people in this neighborhood who say it was more than a year, so March of 2022, you made a point of saying that in court. But the people we interview in the neighborhood who say, well, okay, it was a year, more than a year, and then he's living here all that time. What do you say to the residents?
Well, I'm saying to the residents that a 13-year-old cold case doesn't get solved in a matter of weeks or days. The DNA evidence in and of itself was a very lengthy, arduous process, which required the cooperation of a number of agencies, and unfortunately these things take time. Also, the grand jury process in New York State, in order to charge somebody, you need to charge them, and you need to, in a case of this nature, with the different moving parts, you need to go into the grand jury, and unfortunately that doesn't happen overnight.
Was there a mattress found?
I'm sorry?
Was there a mattress found involved?
There were a number of items of evidence, but I'm not going to specifically say where any one item of evidence was found in the house.
Were guns returned to the home tonight?
No guns were returned to the home. To my knowledge, we all of the guns that were recovered, and we're talking about 283, about approximately 279 weapons were recovered. They're being categorized. Some may not some may not be complete weapons. Some may not be able to be defined as a weapon under New York state law. But suffice to say, there was quite a few weapons found in the house.
What's preventing you right now from bringing charges in the Fort Gilgo case?
The investigation hasn't been concluded.
Have you spoken to the family? Are you aware if they're going to come home once this investigation is?
So we informed the family. Obviously, they're represented by counsel. So we've spoken to counsel.
And they intend to return to the home?
That would be.
Would they be allowed to?
That would be a question for their counsel.
But will they be allowed to?
Once we've withdrawn.
A lot of people have asked about the family. Could they have known anything? Do you have any indication at this point that they had any awareness of this?
There's no indication, specifically that they had knowledge. And as we said in our bail letter, during the commission of the 3 latter murders of Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello, they specifically were out of the state and traveling during the time of those 3 victims' disappearance.
What struck you as circumstantially interesting or bizarre even about the stuff that you dug up, or the house itself? I mean, what stood out to you about this that might, in a sense, reveal something in the character of the alleged?
I don't. We as prosecutors and investigators, we don't really deal in like feelings or we deal in facts. So what we've done is we've acquired a lot of information. So what we're going to do now is what we've been doing all along is we're going to work with our partners. We're going to go through that material and we're going to see what, if any, way it fits into the case.
About how many pieces of evidence was it?
Oh God, it's a tremendous amount of information that was I'll say this, a tremendous amount of information that was derived in conjunction with the searches incident to arrest.
Was there anything burned down in the storage units?
I'm sorry?
Was there anything burned down in the storage units?
Again, we're going, once we complete the process, we're going to we're going to have further word with regard to that. But what you have to understand is we were looking for tangible items of evidence as well as trace evidence, including blood and DNA and hair fibers and the like. And when you talk about something like that, that is a process that it takes a while for that process to be analyzed by the experts. So that's going to take a while.
Have you ruled out the possibility that the murders occurred here? Have you ruled out that?
We haven't ruled in or ruled out anything with regard to that.
Did you find any trophies?
That means that maybe there was human remains or something in the house, since everything is so up in the air. Maybe there was some blood droppings.
Well, as I said, that we look for trace evidence, and that we have that is a process that is a scientific process that is done in a lab, and we just haven't had the time to go through that process. So it's incomplete. So you can't say anything more than it's incomplete.
Did you find anything that would be characterized?
Were all of them related to firearms, or was there another type of weapon?
We're talking. I'm specifically talking about what would commonly be referred to as a firearm.
Good night. Good night, Your Honor. Thank you, love. I'm getting off in a few minutes anyway. But Robin, I think you actually read that wrong about them with the database. What I kind of took it as is their database. They can't say anything about the database, but they can still be in the database. But until someone is convicted is when they can let that out public. That's how I took it. And guys, next month I'm going to be in Long Island and I'm going to go by the house and like maybe even talk to neighbors. I don't know if cops will still be there next month, but I want to see how broken down this house is.
No, and the only reason why I sort of hedged with that is because under New York state law, like a black powder, what the public would say that's a gun. Well, under New York state law, that might not necessarily qualify as a weapon, or under federal law certainly.
Information on the
I have nothing to provide with regard to the brother's house in South Carolina. I'm not. I have no information. I have no comment with regard to what's going on in South Carolina. It's not my jurisdiction.
Are you done with the search?
We are for all intents and purposes done with the search.
When is all this leaving? Yeah, like
Very soon.
like today?
That's we're going to rely on the Suffolk County Crime Lab. They're going to do it, withdraw at a time that they deem appropriate. But as far as the search of the house, for all intents and purposes, that has been concluded.
And were the floorboards removed at any point?
I'm not going to get into the specifics with regard to the search, but we were looking for trace evidence.
Is that for August 1st?
I'm sorry?
Is that when we can expect you to remain in court next? August 1st?
Correct.
And what can we expect at that court date? We're going to learn more about the evidence or anything?
We're going to be, that's just the first conference after the arraignment. So just a typical court conference. We're going to talk about discovery, providing the voluminous discovery in this case. That process is going to start. As a matter of right, defendant has a right to a bail hearing. So we'll see what happens with regard to that.
Has any of the evidence you discovered at the house led you to a theory on the manner of death?
Other than what we've said at the time of arraignment, no. And the cause of death with regard to the three victims has been categorized as homicidal violence.
Did you find any trophies? You had spoken about potentially looking for trophies.
We're not going to specifically talk about specific items of evidence until everything's been cataloged and gone over. As we said, there is quite a lot of stuff.
Did anything discovered at the property lead your agents to feel emotionally moved or psychologically, shifted?
I think that we have a job to do, and we're also human beings. But I think that I would commend all of the examiners for their professionalism.
Is it accurate to say the public, we may never know if he's guilty how he killed them because it was so long that went by?
I think we have to let the process work out.
I'm sorry, could you tell me, is there going to be a search by Gilmore Beach or near Ocean Parkway? Anything happening over there?
So we don't announce our searches before we do them. So we just can't make a comment as to specific areas, if any, to be searched.
Where was this vault in the home, and was it a sort of thing that you could walk into?
It was big enough to walk into, and it was in the basement. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Sweet one, it's not a big deal. If my son was an alcoholic, I would lock up the alcohol cabinet. My son is a food addict. And when he couldn't control it, I locked up food. It's no different than an alcoholic. That's why I don't understand why people were all up in arms. People had such a problem with it. I have no idea why people had a problem with it. I did what was best for my kid. I'll never understand why people had an issue with it. Or people thought it was so horrible. I wasn't doing it to the twins. It was only for Dayton because he was a food addict. You're an alcoholic, you lock it up. So, no different than food. Food is a real addiction. And I just don't know why people blew it up. They wouldn't, look how they turn out. So, one last thing, and then I'm getting off, only because I just heard this, and I didn't actually hear it yet, but we're going to hear it together. Hold on. I got the hiccups. Amber, that's funny. All right. Oh, wait. I have to do it for my cell phone. For some reason, I don't get power on. I don't get sound on Discord.
private chats. We're not in any private conversations. We only speak on the fucking panel. There's been a couple times where we did StreamYards, and that was to report Betty's bullshit when she doxed me. That's it. That's all. And Kim was in there for that. So there ain't shit else to fucking, I mean, whatever else she wants to make up, that's fine. But you want to hate bond with Laura, who just said, you know what I'm saying? She just got done saying on Jones's panel she wished Laura got raped. You know what I mean? Like, seriously?
What?
Yes, Jones had to edit her fucking video. Said that about her. But you got her up on your panel. Looking goofy as fuck. Like, I cannot with this shit. I fucking not. It's too much.
It is too much. And you know what? Listen, I remember her playing the clip of her leaving Molly, and it was very deceptive. Like, if you think about that, I was like, you know what? I'm sorry I said what I said to you, Voices.
I mean, that's it. That's all. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
But I felt bad because I had told her, I had said about her in the beginning, I said if she had not got kicked to the curb by Molly, that she'd still be with me.
I agree with that.
So then she played that clip of her leaving Molly, right? And it was deceptive because if you think about it, Molly was shocked. Molly was like, why are you saying all this in the 11th hour? It's because Voices was okay with everything leading up until that live stream. And she likes to have like a public exit from her circle of friends when she this is like a pattern, like you said, like she did with Kay, and now she's doing it with us. And it's just like
Molly, she did.
There you go. And sorry, Queen Bee, I wasn't looking goofy at all. Maybe you were talking about Voices, I don't know. But I don't watch Jonesin, so yeah, I didn't know that. The boy with the same problem near where I live. He's 7 and weighs 200 pounds. Parents are getting help now to deal with his condition. It may not be a condition. He may just be addicted to food. But no, Dayton never cried he was hungry. He was a big sneak eater. How anyone see that come on Voices? This happened with everyone she saw. Oh, I agree. Keeping the roaches that's left after JLR attack with Doom? Attack with Raid? I don't know. They're deflecting hard. Yeah, I didn't watch. Someone just sent me that clip where she said that. Here's a poll. 2 people get busted. Who would rat out first? Voices or Queen Bee? Who do you think would rat out first? I think for sure QB would be the first to snitch. Just saying. Oh, that's different. Yeah, Dayton didn't have Pray to Willie. He's just addicted to food. He just likes it. And he's an addict. You didn't invite her. Queen let Dolly up on her panel. Why Dolly go on her panel and not mine? Dolly went on her panel today, or you mean previously? I'd be mad if Dolly went on her panel today. Ooh, mushroom Swiss burger sounds good. I can't have it. I've gained weight. I've gained like 6 pounds. Exact. Well, addiction's not really treatable. Oh, months. All right, you got me nervous. I thought Dolly jumped on a panel now. I was like, what? I was like, I'll beat his ass. She asked Dolly to go up the other day, but he didn't go. Yeah, no, I remember when he went up there. He's turning. Oh, I don't think so, sweet one. I think he's trolling her. He's having a game. He's having fun with it. I really don't think he's a clout chaser at all. She's not clout. Hey, I'll give you an example. I got more views today with voices than I ever got with QB. So there's that. I mean, you got to look at it like that. I haven't seen 500 people in here in God knows how long. Long time. But that's what happens when someone leaves a popular stream. Whenever my people left, they would use it for views. Oh, it's all mob mentality. But again, there's QB with somebody to, somebody to bail her out. She couldn't be up there alone. Always has to have somebody bail her out. This was a great live. It was a good live. But all good lives must come to an end. And this is one of them. I've been on 3 hours. I planned on being on less than an hour. But I got to finish cleaning. I got candles to make. I got more wax melts to make. And I got to let Buka in. Because they're giving out ice and hell. That was why. I agree. So, all right, beautiful people. I will see all you lovelies later. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night. Be nice to each other. Work out like me. Be nice to each other. Love each other. And I think I'm going to go dye and mow the lawn in 91 degrees because that's good exercise. Mowing a lawn in 91 degrees is good exercise, right? It's a good way to stay fit. If I don't die. So, yeah, we're going to charge a phone. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to mow the lawn. Lose some weight. So, all right. I will see you beautiful people later. Stay cool. Have a wonderful day. And thank you guys for all the super chats, PayPals, Cash Apps. And what a lovely stream it was. But you know what the best thing to come out of today was? And I'm not joking. The best thing to come out of today is for 500 people to hear these ridiculous fucking reasons that people think I'm so awful. That was the best part of today, in my opinion. So on that note, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night. Sleep well. And I will see you guys later. Peace.